Hey guys, Brady here, and I wanted to talk about the new Exorcist movie. So in preparation from seeing the movie, because I saw the movie back in October when it came out, I watched the older films first. I watched the first Exorcist movie again for the second time, um, and then I watched Exorcist 2, which was one of the worst movies I have ever sat through. It is so fucking boring. Um, and then I sat through the third one, which was pretty good. It was a pretty good uh, horror film. And then I saw uh, Exorcist: The Beginning, which was the Rennie Harlan movie. I thought that was a pretty good movie. I actually kind of enjoyed it. The one after that, Dominion, was fine. Um, but yeah, and then so I was like, all right, I'm ready to see the new one now, and I saw the new one. And It's not horrible. Um, with how people are talking about it, I was expecting like absolute dog shit, and I'm not a huge fan of the Exorcist movies, especially the first one. So maybe I'm a little more lenient toward this movie than most people are because people are like, "Oh my god, The Exorcist is one of the best horror movies ever. It's my favorite movie of all time." Blah 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 blah. How could they make a shitty sequel to The Exorcist? Uh, they've been doing so greatly for the past 20, 30 years, almost 50 if you want to count the second movie. Um, so, is it um, a great movie? No. Is it a terrible movie? No. It's a very mid movie in my opinion. I didn't think it was awful. Um, I do think the the one of the girls that gets possessed, they've kind of made her unlikable. Like, okay, so here's the thing: when you see the first Exorcist movie, you really feel for Linda Blair's character Regan. You feel for her. You don't want her to go through this awful demonic possession. You're like, oh my god, I would not want this to happen to her. Blah blah blah. She's too like nice, innocent, and whatnot. And then our introduction to the main character in this movie, the Regan of this movie. Fuck, what's her name? I don't remember her name, but like the first thing she says is, "Ew, you're eating meat." I'm vegan. Blah blah blah. Okay, she doesn't say that I'm vegan, but she might as well have said that. And I was like, okay, you are not as likable as Regan. You're already on my nerves a little bit. Um, and her character grows. She becomes a less obnoxious character throughout the movie before she gets possessed. Not saying that she was obnoxious when she was possessed. I'm just saying like after her introduction, you're like, oh gosh, she's gonna be one of these people. She was fine. So was her friend. Um, but yeah, so I right off the bat, I think Regan was more likable than this character. Um, but yeah, so this movie brings back Ellen Bernstein, and she doesn't really do much in the movie. They get like this stupid fucking "fuck the patriarchy" line in the movie, which is so why like first Barbie, now The Exorcist is saying "fuck the patriarchy." So stupid, so cringy too. Um, like studios like Disney, Warner Brothers, and I guess Universal. I hate to say Universal because I love Universal, but they just can't get away from woke messaging in their movies. But Yeah, she was like, I'm not part of their damn patriarchy. That's why I wasn't allowed in the room. Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, she Ellen Bernstein doesn't get killed off, but she like gets like these sharp objects stabbed into her eyes, and she's just rendered useless for the rest of the movie, which is like the last, man, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. Um, but I enjoyed the movie. It's not like the best thing I've ever seen. It's far from being one of the best movies of the year. But I enjoyed it for what it was. Um, what's it called? Um, I like the father in the movie. I thought he was a really good character. You really feel for him more than you feel for the daughter going through the possession. Although you do feel for her too. Um, but I don't know. I the way this movie opens, it opens like it's like a they kind of go in a different direction. You're like, oh, they're gonna do this, and I mean, it quickly goes into your typical horror film, but it opens with like the was it the Haiti? Yeah, it opened with like the Haiti earthquake, which I thought was a pretty cool way to start a movie like this. You see like a car crash into like another car, and then like a building is crumbling and whatnot. And that's how um, the father's wife dies. I think it was like right when she's about to have the daughter. It was a cool opening for a movie like this. It was different, something different you wouldn't expect from a movie like this. You wouldn't expect like a mini Roland Emmerich movie, being played in front of Exorcist. So, um, yeah, sorry, my thoughts are all over the place, but yeah. So, the two girls go missing. Um, and then they come back. They get like super ill, and then they become possessed. They have like there's like a search party for them when they're missing, and all that. And their parents are like freaking out, and yeah. So yeah, I'd probably on a scale on like out of 5 stars, I'd probably go maybe a 3 out of 5. It's not a terrible movie. I've sat through far worse movies like Exorcist 2 and um what else did I sit through that was pretty bad? Um hmm sorry. I can't think of anything right now. But it I don't know. It was better than The Flash in my opinion. Uh I don't know, I'm just gonna end it right here because I'm just all over the place. I'm sorry, but it's a solid 3 out of 5 for me. Um, there's better movies than this movie, but there's also worse movies than this movie. I'd probably watch this over the Marvels. I'd watch this over the Flash. I'd watch this over um, what would I watch this over? I don't know. I definitely watched this over the first, not the first, the fourth Born movie. That movie was pretty fucking boring. Um, yeah.